Season 20, serial number 1, episode number 123. Overall, it is, of course,
a mathematical
Arc
concept.
Of Infinity. That's right, it's Arc of Infinity, baby. Written by Johnny Byrne, directed by Ron Jones, produced by John Nathan Turner.
I hate that I'm starting to
Welcome
get
to
to a point
season
where I know
20.
those names, by the way.
Well, Johnny Byrne you would only know because he wrote Keeper of Traken, which was this first episode.
I was going to say, when you were like, John Nathan Turner, and I was like, Turner. And I was like, wait, why do I know that? Fuck, I know that!
Well, John Nathan Turner is the man responsible for Doctor Who in the 80s. The entire era. So.
But I'm still upset about it. I'm still upset.
Anyway, Arc of Infinity, welcome to season 20, dear. What happens in Arc of Infinity?
Okay. So here's one preface I want to make. I was really bad with names. So just bear with me.
Oh god.
Okay. A man in a really big collar is touching some glass cubes, which makes a yellow light happen. In that yellow light is a man in armor who asks about a choice. And we have decided that it must be the Doctor, apparently, and Armor Dude is like, clever, you Time Lord, for making that choice. And a dude in tan and a dude in brown have seen a button make a warning on a computer console, which is weird. And they're like, look at all this biodata this Time Lord. Someone is being a treason. Stop that. Cut to the Doctor repairing the TARDIS, I guess. Audio is now available on the scanner, but that is never brought up in the episode again. Back in, I thought it was London, we see a man on a telephone, and there's another man, but they want to avoid a policeman because they're pigs. I mean, we don't have a passport. Actually, we're in Dutchland, the Danes, and we
Dutchland?
Dutchland? We're in Amsterdam. Right, sorry.
Amdam.
And yeah. The Doctor's like, okay, cool, this works, now I want a nap. And Princess is like, okay, but what if we repaired more things? Like the navigation, and that anti-gun stuff. But then an alarm goes off, and they're like, oh no. Armor Dude and Color Dude are like, aw, we got stopped getting all the biodata. And the Doctor's like, oh no, we should run. And the boys have made their way to a hotel, and it's kind of jank looking, and instead they kind of go down into a fucking cellar, but it's not a cellar. And apparently it's government owned, and it's a fucking crypt. So let's throw out some sleeping bags and sleep here, because it's fine. And it's free. 2 Time Lords in brown and beige are chatting about how that was the Doctor's biodata, and only high officials could do that. And beige leaves, and the original Collar Dude comes into the room with Brown Dude and shoots him. Because, Meanwhile, the boys, still in the crypt, are talking about how spooky everything is, and Collar mentions that the bonding can now happen again to Armor. And Armor is like, I'm not like you, I need to have a body. And he's like, alright. And then a fucking red light is coming for the Doctor and the Princess, and they try to run, and both of them are being slowed in time, and Armor Dude shows up behind the Doctor, and then goes into his body, like when you drag a PNG off of Google fucking to figure out if it's transparent or not. But both of them are being slowed down, and there's a swoosh noise apparently in the crypt. It's probably a TARDIS. So then the kid who is scared goes to check it out and finds this weird thing in the crypt, which has a door opened, and there's a fucking pteranodon dinosaur bug man that has a gun, and then we shoot the kid. So he's dead. Anyway, the Doctor wakes up. He's fine. He talks about how he was being bonded with. And the Princess is like, well, that was antimatter. How did that happen? Other kid wakes up and wants to know where his friend went. And then finds the door. It opens. The pterodactyl comes back out. Tries to shoot him. He runs. Finds a place to hide. Time Lords, by the way, are meeting. And one has a floaty president crown. Because he's the president. And they find out information about it, but they can't seem to find the location of this antimatter creature because of the shield that it has, but good thing that shield is going to go away at some point. And then also we're going to get the Doctor to help us. Cut to Princess talking about Q-stars that shield antimatter, and it decays fast. And the name of something is the Arc of Infinity, by the way. Ooh. Title drop.
That's where they are.
Armor is taking that one-time Lord, talking to that one-time Lord and wanting shit to fucking happen already, but to bond, apparently we need all the biological info of the Doctor, which is only on Gallifrey. How did that happen? Some dudes in Time Lord armor bring in something to put into the Matrix, and Brown dude is like, well, wait, why are we gonna call the Doctor back without even asking? Is that okay? And they're like, treason! And he's like, no, I'm good. Yo, I'm good, but like, I'm just wondering. Anyway, Kid is now rushing to put his shoes on so he can run away very fast, because he doesn't want to die. Actually, Colin shows up again, the other kid who was scared, but now he's maybe brainwashed and doing stuff with electronics that he doesn't understand and is maybe also dead. Yeah. Army guy is like, is the TARDIS here? Good. I'm gonna go inside. And then the Doctor's friend dude is like, but why are we treating the Doctor like a criminal though? And he's like, I'm just following orders, man. Like, don't question me. And Kid is apparently going to the police, but, you know, it's the police. The Doctor, meanwhile, is trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, why they're locked in this room, and, like, what the fuck is happening. And then, actually, that one kid goes to a hotel and is upset about losing his friend, and his cousin is apparently arriving at the airport soon. Not his cousin, his friend's cousin. So, like, we should probably go pick them up. The Doctor breaks through the door that he was locked behind. Shouldn't have been able to do that, though. Also, someone sees him leave, and then the Doctor's on the run, and everybody's running after him, and the army dudes catch up with him and shoot him in the shoulder with a laser, and Princess is captured. Doctor's dead. Again, by the way.
Doctor said bang!
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Arc of Infinity, oh my god. So, fun fact, in an alternate universe, where people they originally wanted for these roles actually took them up. Peter Cushing would have played Barusa, the president of the Time Lords. Patrick Stewart would have played the Castellan. And Pierce Brosnan would have played Commander Maxil. If you don't know who those people are, for some reason, Peter Cushing is Grand Moff Tarkin from Star Wars and various other very bad science fiction movies back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Stewart is Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek. And Pierce Brosnan is Bond in the 2000s. Although he's more commonly known for the Mamma Mia movies now, I believe.
Go on.
But yeah, I just like it, although it's funny because we do have Michael Gough in this, Alfred from the Tim Burton Batman movies, and also the Celestial Toymaker, which I would love to go back and watch the Celestial Toymaker episode if they ever animate it, but I know they never will because it has the N-word in it. So that'll stop them from doing that. It's not used in a it's because they're reciting a nursery rhyme. That's why.
I hate it.
It's still like jarring, and it's like, oh yeah, this is 1964, I think, or 5.
Still hate
I think
it.
1965. So it's like, oh yeah, it's like they weren't gonna use it, but it's like, oh. Fun fact: if you get the because you can buy the audio recording of the episode, because you know the visuals are lost, but the audio's been kept. If you buy it, you could listen for yourself and hear the N-word. The only instance of I would say the only instance of a racial slur being used, but by God, is it not? The Talons of Wang Chiang made sure of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Whew. But anyway, this is Arc of Infinity. A story that was born from John Nathan Turner going, hey, I want to do some on-location filming. Amsterdam seems to be a place that a lot of TV studios like go to when it's like, hey, we want to film overseas. Well, we don't really want to do France. Where's the next best place? Amsterdam. Okay. And that's it. A lot of people are like, why are we filming here? It's like, anytime anyone was like, but so why was the episode in Amsterdam? They would always respond with, because John Nathan Turner wanted to film in Amsterdam. That's literally it. A lot of people will like complained about it. Sarah Sutton hated the filming of it for the first 3 days that they did, because she had to run around in Amsterdam in that outfit, and it was awful for her. Peter Davison also was confused by it. But overall, they remember it and look back on it fondly now because it's like, hey, it was lovely. We got to film on location, and it was fun for them in the end. They had problems, though, with crowd control. Kind of the opposite problem that they had in France, if you remember when they filmed The City of Death. They were worried, oh my god, people are going to recognize Tom Baker as the Doctor, and like, oh, we'll have this big problem. No one really watched Doctor Who back then in France, so it was fine. They could film wherever they want. In Amsterdam, it wasn't Doctor Who that was a problem. At the same time as being in Doctor Who, I don't know if you've heard of the show, dear. A show called All Creatures Great and Small. A lovely little...
heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Okay. It's a lovely little period sort of drama about like a little village. It's a little village sort of thing with like vets and everything. Peter Davison was on it, and he was one of the most popular characters on it. And that's why a lot of people recognize him as the Doctor, and were confused when he was cast as the Doctor, because it's like, what? The dude from All Creatures Great and Small? He was doing both at the same time. A lot of people in Amsterdam recognized him from that show, and they kept coming up to him being like, oh my god, can we get an autograph? And they had to like crowd control to get that. It's like, can you imagine being John Nathan Turner being pissed about that? It's like, oh my god, 1, we can't film because all these people are crowding around. 2, they're not even crowding around because of the show we're filming. It's because of a completely unrelated show. There's actually a point in episode 4 where you can see floor manager and various sort of people pushing onlookers away, like sort of gesturing them to go away. And it became dangerous at one point because John Nathan Turner's attempt at crowd control, an elderly woman assumed that he was a thief and attacked him and hit him with her purse.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking funny. Anyway, what happens in part 2?
Okay, so the main Time Lords are upset that there's going to be violence, but they also sent armed guards for some fucking reason and didn't expect violence. Anyway, the Doctor is taken into his TARDIS, and Princess goes, no, wait, why is the guard taking out this piece of the TARDIS? Oh, good. This is our prison. Also, we're going to be shot on sight, so, like, don't run. The Doctor's given some orange juice that he doesn't fucking drink, and we go and are talking about needing to figure stuff out. We tell the guard to get the fucking Doctor here in one piece or he's in trouble. A plane lands in Amsterdam, and we have to go meet this kid's cousin to tell him about his dead relative, and the cousin is really cute, and I'm very gay, and oh my god, it's Tegan. It's, what? And the Doctor is being dragged off, by the way, and told to be killed if need be. And Princess is coming too, I guess. We're told about Colin and what was kind of happening to him, by the way, exposition on the side. Everyone is welcoming the Doctor, like, oh, it's so good to see you. And he's like, you could have just asked me to come. And they're like, well, we did do that one time, and you kind of didn't. That, like, multiple times. And he's like, well, listen, those were for good reason. You could have just asked. The Doctor's mostly worried about his bioinformation being taken from the computer, but then the King President shows up and goes, hi, sorry I'm late. Tegan starts to talk about, like, that sounds like Doctor shit, what the fuck? But I've lost my passport, Tegan, I can't start anything. We have to, do stuff without talking to the police, because I have no passport. And Tegan's like, hey, by the way, I lost my job, because I'm a fucking failure. Anyway, the Doctor is basically informed about the creature stuff, even though he already knows about it. The council's like, how the fuck would it have gotten your bioinformation? That just doesn't happen. There is no traitor. What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, they want to kill him so that it can't take him over. Take him away to the security compound. We'll kill him later. Princess tries to beg them to think about it and figure out why the fuck the information would have been found. And, whatever. A man in the hallway tries to come talk to the Doctor, but he's stopped and almost assaulted. Because of it, but then the Doctor has a thing in his pocket. Ooh. Now, no one is listening to Princess, but one of them is kind of like, wait, what if there actually is a traitor? And everyone's like, no, there's no way. Instead, it's fine. Doctor's friend goes to talk to Princess and leads her away. Meanwhile, some of the Time Lords are talking about how this might actually be real and there maybe is a traitor. Friend is like, I literally watched the biodata get sent out and we can't trust anyone here. This is all insane. Cut to Armor Dude being told that the Doctor's gonna die. He's like, good, yes. The doctor wants to go into the companion's room and cry about dying, so they're like, okay, but don't run off. So Princess and Friend go to talk to that one Time Lord, who might be trustable, asking to talk to the doctor. And Tegan, by the way, is headed to the crypt and wants to find out what the fuck happened to Colin. Princess and Friend feel like maybe the castle man has agreed too quickly to what they want to do. The doctor is being dragged off for death. We see some army dudes plant what I thought was a bomb, but it was a listening device. And the doctor is headed into the companion's room, and we talk about things and the proof that we found. But then army dude busts in, and they're like, ah, yes, I'm so sad about dying. Friend goes back to check on the computers and check the code for a thing. Nissa stares at some guns. And by the way, army dude, you should be proud to kill someone. It's only ever happened like once before, so go kill him. Armor dude is talking to Collar again, and he's all ready to do this, by the way. Nissa wants to get a fucking gun and try and save the doctor. Friend is like, please no. But then they do it anyway, and off she goes, and he's gonna get the time thingy into the TARDIS. Doctor is brought in front of the council, and he's like, alright, time to die. Princess has run in with the gun, and is trying to do the best to get the doctor free, and she's like, oh my god, get out of here. And the doctor's like, no, really, like, stop. Let me die. And she's like, I don't understand. And she's basically overlooked for everything that she just fucking did because the doctor asked them to be nice, and they agree. Doctor stands in the death tube. Time to die. But then Armor Dude kind of throws a fucking switch while dry ice covers the doctor. Then there's suddenly a white light, and the doctor is fusing with Armor Dude or something, and then the doctor is gone? He's dead.
He's dead.
Wow, I'm just now realizing that basically every cutaway to the end of the episode in this series is basically like, yeah, he's dead now. Huh.
Yeah, that's most Doctor Who cliffhangers.
Yeah, but this is like every single one.
Yeah. It's either companions about to die or doctors about to die. It's kind of lazy, obviously. There are better cliffhangers. Like Revelations and stuff like that do it a lot better, but around this time, a lot of them are just Doctor gonna die or Doctor dead. It's kind of lazy, but it is very dramatic. But in this, some people who may be watching this for the first time may be looking and going, "Hang on a second, Commander Maxwell looks familiar. That's Colin Baker." Yes, it is. It's Colin Baker, the sixth Doctor. He was in this before he became the Doctor, and actually he was worried that by getting this role, it would rule him out in the running in future to be the next Doctor. He was a very ambitious actor when he first started out, to the point where John Nathan Turner had to have a conversation with him about the way he was acting in this, because he kind of was acting like he was the main character in like a spin-off show kind of thing instead of a guest actor. And John Nathan Turner was like, you need to tone it back, buddy. Like,
just
come
a
on.
little bit. Just a little bit.
He also nicknamed him Archie because he thought he gave the archest performance he's ever seen in a rehearsal, because Tom Baker had to remove the elaborate helmet that he kept wearing because he kept bumping into doorways and arches on set. So he spends most of the story with it by his arm against his hip. He later said it felt like he was carrying a chicken around, so he took to calling the helmet the Chicken. It'd be like, do I need the chicken on my head in this scene? Should I have the chicken with me? Anyway, another thing as well, with the inclusion of Amsterdam, they had approval to film in Amsterdam, and they had several story notes that they were told to avoid. Amongst them was they weren't allowed to do a story involved in drug smuggling, prostitution, or diamond theft. Ooh. Because, you know, they had enough of that as a reputation, and they kind of wanted it to stop. It's like, come on, please don't do a stereotypical Amsterdam. Just do something else, please, for the love of fuck.
It'd be like going to Germany and doing an episode about, like, I don't know, Wurstfest or something. Oktoberfest.
Or World War II.
Or World War II, yeah. I wasn't going to go there, but yeah. I was trying to shy away from the Nazis because I've had enough of them as of today, but it's fine.
to be fair, we've all had enough of the Nazis, dear.
I know, but I did just have my elections and I'm very tired.
Yeah, that's fair. But speaking of elections, what happened in the next part, dear?
There's no elections in this episode, Kim.
Well, also the fact that Time Lord Society isn't actually democratic. They don't have... It's actually kind of interesting. They don't have elections. The leader, when they step down, they nominate the next leader, unless there's some sort of constitutional crisis, in which case then there's a vote between the great houses. It's more like an autocracy in a way, or like an oligarchy, because like it's like only like the leaders of the great houses get to decide who. It's a very small amount. It's kind of funny, and there are aspects of audiobooks and books themselves that point out this hypocrisy about like you're meant to be this old great civilization and yet you kind of have an autocracy going on. Like, yeah, it's kind of fucking hypocritical on this, huh? But yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. What happens in the next part?
So the Doctor's dead, so there's no more Doctor Who. And the Matrix is clear, so like the black matter creature's also obviously gone. Good thing we see the Doctor floating in empty space stuff. The guard is asked about the termination, and the Time Lord is like, I want to know all about it, please. And Friend has gotten the TARDIS working, and Nyssa comes in, and she's like, and goes to cry in her room. Armor Dude thanks the Time Lord Dude for giving him the Doctor, and also apparently he's alive. Guard Dude goes to mess with the computer now, beep boop. The Doctor's apparently in the Matrix. Sort of. His body is in the termination area still somehow, and the Doctor's happy to meet Armor Dude and chat with him. Tegan and Dude are in the crypt now, looking around. Too bad that door is locked. And then Army Dude calls one of the Time Lords to come down to the computer to look at it. Apparently, the Armor Dude is known to Gallifrey and is an enemy, maybe? The Time Lord and guard like, the Doctor didn't die. Also, his bioscan was transmitted, so... Don't tell the council, because I said so. Tegan and that one dude see Colin fucking around in a trance and are worried about it. And are worried about it. And the Doctor is still, thank you, in the Matrix. And also, Friend and Nyssa are brought forward about the bioscans, and they're like, wait, why didn't we tell someone? Only the top Time Lords would have been told. But also, did the Doctor tell you to do all this? What the fuck? And Nyssa's like, oh, you would have known about this when he was alive. And he's like, he is alive. What the fuck are you saying? And then she's like, what? Tegan also gets fucking lasered. By the way, Friend does too. They're fine. Now everyone is on the way to look for the Doctor. And also tell no one that they're looking for the Doctor. Tegan and Dude are like, okay, I guess. But Armor Dude shows up to say hi. We're gonna scan you both to see if you're useful or not. And the pterodactyl scans them. The Time Lord is now worried about things and tells Armor to calm the fuck down because they were caught. And the Doctor is going to do everything he can to stop. No, wait, you have Tegan. That's not good. So wait, if she's fake and she's destroyed, you have no issues, right? Haha, and then we torture her. Time Lords apparently know who helped the Doctor do a conspiracy and everything is just stupid. Tegan wakes back up and is like, I saw the Doctor. This is crazy. Also, here's your cousin back. He's dead now, though. Kind of, probably. Helmet goes back to talk to all the Time Lords and brings up that there's a traitor. Look at this business card. It'll tell you who did it.
Among Us.
Among Us. The Doctor, meanwhile, is trying to break through a door and remembers the code and gets in. He's now found his friend in Nyssa. Here's all my proof that the Doctor did it. Whoops, I guess they wanted the arc link to the Matrix for power. Nyssa and Tegan are all alive, by the way. Armor needs power to transfer, so we should probably connect the Matrix. And then we tell that one Time Lord dude, okay, fine, I guess. And then we realize it's the Time Lord we thought that we could fucking trust. That looks like Magneto, kind of. The Doctor learned, and it's also Alfred, I guess. They want to make the Matrix unusable to get that power to Armor Dude. But Magneto has a gun and is going to force the President to do it. And the Doctor has come upon Magneto and the President, and now everyone is at gunpoint. Good thing the entire guard is coming to fight and save everybody, and the transfer has to happen. Oh, by the way, Omega's back. Do you remember Omega, Kim?
It's Omega from the Three Doctors, the third Doctor story.
He should come back to this realm at some point because he's sad. Good thing Catelyn, the helmet dude, the dude who's been running the army, come in and... Catelyn! And arrests everyone in the room, And Magneto catches the bullet for them, which is not good because Omega wanted him alive, but hey, at least let's go hunt down Omega, right? Wait, no. He's got the Matrix. That's not good. Yeah.
Catelyn.
Yeah! What's wrong with Catelyn?
Catelyn just broke me. It's Castellan, but
Oh.
Catelyn just... Oh, God.
Okay, listen, I tried.
Somebody go on down and get the Catelyn for us.
Listen, I tried.
Lord President, why we go get the Catelyn?
Aw.
So...
I'm sick of your shit.
The part in episode 1 where Maxwell takes, like, the space-time element out of the TARDIS was introduced when it was pointed out by fanboy in Supreme Ian Levine that removing the time rotor, which was originally in the script of how they were going to, clamp the TARDIS, essentially, was actually impossible according to the third episode, The Edge of Destruction. How did we ever get by without him? Ian Levine. He also supposedly was the one who suggested the inclusion of Omega in the story. Whether that's true or not, no one cares to say because no one gives a shit. Although, speaking of other things that were meant to be in this episode, Leela was actually meant to be in this episode. She was written into the script, but Louise Jameson couldn't reprise her role because she was unavailable. So a few of Leela's actions critical to the plot were therefore given to Nyssa, resulting in a slightly unusually aggressive role for her character, which is a little more than normal. But I like Nyssa being aggressive sometimes. She's allowed to be. She's got to protect her father.
She's allowed to have a gun.
John Nathan Turner also never explained why he wanted Tegan back or why he left her behind. Eric Sayward, the script editor, thought it was like contrived, and Peter Davison thought it was a ludicrous coincidence. They also thought the Ergon costume was laughable, the pterodactyl thing. Eric Sayward claimed it was never described in the script and thought it was lunatic when he saw it. The writer Johnny Byrne claimed it was a legitimate, quote, less successful attempt at biosynthesis. Mm-hmm. I think if they filmed it right, it would have been fine, but like the way it's revealed in the first episode, full body shot, and it's like, oh, it's a pterodactyl. The pterodactyl has a gun. And it's like, okay, well, okay, this is ridiculous. This is farcical. But anyway, yeah, he, as I said previously, Colin Baker was actually a fan of the show, and he was delighted to play a guest role, but was disappointed that that seemingly meant that he could never play the Doctor, because he was already a guest character. Fun fact, this is the first time that a person who would go on to play the Doctor ended up playing a guest character first. But it's not the last time, because it also happened to Peter Capaldi, who's the 12th Doctor. He was a guest actor, and then he came back and played as the Doctor. And they actually, in that instance, they actually did something with it and acknowledged that he was in the show before. So it was a lovely little thing. They didn't do anything with the 5th and 6th Doctor, they just pretended he doesn't exist. But anyway, what happened in the final part, dear?
Amazing. Well, that transfer is still gonna happen, but he's gonna reverse it all. But he would need to have Magneto, right? Well, he's dead. And then Omega gets angry and leaves. The Doctor has to go find Tegan and sends Princess back to the TARDIS to stay there. Then he goes into the Matrix, tells Omega that he won, and then we talk to Tegan again. And she tries to tell him a whole bunch of stuff, like where she is, and then she's tortured because of it. And then we get the Doctor into his TARDIS, but they have to leave unseen, so how do we do that? A pulse loop. Science! And we whisper to the princess that her girlfriend is okay, and she's like, yeah! And then we send the TARDIS off with their swoosh and the pulse thingy. Meanwhile, they're ready to materialize. The Doctor makes a thing, and they attach a thing to make it work, not good. And Omega pops the loop, though, and oh god, I hope the doctor landed. Good job, they landed. Apparently they made it, which is where they wanted to somehow or something, and then we're in Amsterdam, and we need to figure out what JHC means, which is the name of the hostel hotel thing, I guess. There's a couple of them. We're gonna call them all. Too bad we don't have money.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go check all of them on foot.
Money?
Omega, meanwhile, is having a really bad migraine, and his jar is almost full of goop. Another fucking hotel that they go through. Actually, wait, we did have a person from Australia, by the way, named Colin. They left a note for this person named Tegan. Here you go. It's a place, I guess. Meanwhile,
Australians
Omega...
all know each other, right?
Yeah, of course. Is getting really goopy. Like, really, really goopy. Like, soy saucy goopy. Anyway, where's the crypt? It's by that fountain. We need to go fast. Into the crypt. Where could they go? Oh my god. Amsterdam, apparently. Water stuff. Sea level. What? I didn't fucking... It's fine. Then the pterodactyl shows back up while the doctor fucks with the fusion booster, and the doctor is gonna get shot, but dodges. And then we attack the pterodactyl again. Princess takes the gun, shoots the pterodactyl, it goes away. Omega, meanwhile, is having a real bad time. And they're like, if you don't stop doing this thing, I'll kill Tegan, by the way. And he's like, Omega, you can't transfer, what are you trying to do? And Omega's like, it's fine. But then things explode, and Omega keeps trying his best to stop being antimatter, and then everything starts to explode, and oop, alright, everyone's okay though. But the bond wasn't complete, right? Wait, no. Omega takes his glove off. It's a hand, and then he looks like the doctor? That's weird. And the doctor's like, that's not possible, we gotta do something. Tegan just fucks off to help her cousin instead, by the way, instead of helping the doctor find this thing that's gonna save the world. Meanwhile, Omega goes and kills a gardener. We talk about how the doctor failed and matter is now building, and then we find the fucking dead gardener, and they're like, okay, I know what he's dressed like. Omega fucking walks around Amsterdam, finds like a one-man pipe organ band thing, and is just like watching it, and a kid bumps into him, and he stares him down before going kind of like smiling.
With a weird pedo
a little
stare.
bit. Yeah, it's a very pedo stare. I don't like it. Anyway, he's taking all the sights of the world around him, but then he realizes his hands are all fucked up, and his face is all fucked up, and we gotta stop that explosion from happening from when matter and anti... Blah, 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 blah. Good thing, after running a whole lot, we hear a lady scream, and then we keep running, and we think they've lost Omega, but then they spot him, and more running, and a chef is knocked over, and they run more. Omega is super fucked up now, hiding, more running, a dog barks at an alleyway, and they're like, oh, that's gotta be him. We run again. The bridge Omega was going for is closed. Keep running. We talk to Omega again. Like, hey, you hated me. And they go, no, I didn't hate you. You couldn't live in matter. So, like, why couldn't you just be antimatter? And he's like, eh. And the doctor pulls out a gun and is ready to do the thing. And he's like, you don't have the balls to shoot me. And he's like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to take everyone with us. So he's like willing the bomb to explode. And the doctor just shoots him, which... works, I guess. It makes him spark and disappear. So, like, okay, he's dead, but he was dead last time. And they're like, okay, cool. And everyone's like chatting, and Tegan's like, yeah, my cousin's good. They're like, oh yeah, it's nice to see you. How's your job? And she's like, bitch, I lost my job. And they're like, oh shit. So Tegan's coming back. That's it.
Back. That's right.
Yeah. She's
gonna stay with them now.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute because it's the first time that a companion has come back, and it's nice that I kind of like that they give Tegan this opportunity, because before she was kind of taken against her will, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And now she's like, hey, I'm making the conscious decision that I want to travel with you now. Consent is important, kids. She's like, I loved... I liked being back here. Fun fact, the show never gets into how she got fired. An audio adventure gets into it. That is meant to be a direct sequel to this. Like, it happens immediately after this. Called The Waters of Amsterdam, where they spend a few days sort of just relaxing in Amsterdam. And Tegan reveals that there was a problem person on a flight with her, who was an absolute dick, like flirting with her, that sort of thing, and like refused to follow simple instructions, like to put your seatbelt on, like, sir, I can't serve you alcohol, that sort of thing, to the point where he got so rowdy that she was like, "No, I'll fucking fight you. I'll just fight. Like, come on, let's go."
So she punched him.
And someone, no, she nearly did. She had a go at him though. She was like, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't care, man. Like, sit down. Like, shut up. Like, I don't fucking care. Another person from the plane stood up and stopped them from turning into a full-blown fight. But she got fired by the company in order for them to save face. But she was like, "Yeah, you know what? It's fine. Like, I don't think being a stewardess was really cut out for me." So it's like, yeah, that's a very in-character way for Tegan to get fired. Because she just couldn't deal with someone's bullshit. And just had to call them out on it.
Yeah,
because that's Tegan in a nutshell. Anyway. That is Arc of Infinity. An episode that kicks off season 20 in a way that is... It's better than Time Flight, that's for certain.
Yeah.
But what did you think, dear? Arc of Infinity.
What do you think I think? I'm curious.
I think you I think if it didn't have that bit at the end, if they tightened up the technobabble, because like there are scenes where it's like fine and there's tiny bits of technobabble, but then like at the end of the scene they'll just be like, "We've got a glimbload the flibble flabble to do the schlimbly on the bumble," and it's like, what? It's times where it's like, why are you just like cramming this all in the end? Like you could have like done this slowly, or like what's the point in even saying this? Like if they had fixed that, and if they had not had episode 4 be like, "Hey, did you know we're filming in Amsterdam? We're just gonna run around Amsterdam for no reason and draw out this tree scene." I feel you would have liked it quite a bit. I mean, I would assume probably a 4 or 5.
I actually gave it a 6.
Okay, I'll take a 6, because I think it's a pretty fine episode. It's an episode that I think back and I'm like, it's fine. It's probably not my favorite to go, like, look back on and watch.
You did nail every single problem I have with this. I will say.
I've gotten better at knowing what you don't like in certain things.
I just... I understand that I'm kind of stupid, but when they gramble the flip-flap shit, like, it makes my brain just short-circuit, legitimately. And not in a way that, like, if someone tried to talk to me about calculus, because I'd be, like, kind of understanding, like, what they're trying to convey. This doesn't even have that, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. That is the thing, is like there's a difference between technobabble written to be gibberish, to fill in lines or whatever, to be like, oh, you know, whatever. There's technobabble written from a geek's point of view of like, oh, you know, this is not real, but like it makes sense. And then there's technobabble written from someone who hates technobabble point of view, where it's just everyone's frustrated and it's like, just don't write it at that point.
Yeah.
This one feels like the first one, where it's like, it's just technobabble for technobabble's sake. Because it's like, no, if it was more geeky, they would have gotten more in detail and like explained specifics, and they would have been more part of the plot, but it wasn't really. Anyway, the next episode, it's all one word, but it is made of 2 words. So I'll give you the first one. I'll give you the first word, and it's a compound word. So it's 2 words put into one. But I'll give you the first word in the compound word, okay? Snake.
Eater.
No, it's not snake eater.
No.
I should say as well, it's not a real compound word. It's I don't know why it's compounded, to be honest. But it is it's 2 words put into one to make one word. Snake blank. It's not snake eater.
I'm sad it's not. Am I gonna be able to guess this then?
Yes. Think,
We already
okay,
have trouble
okay,
with thinking, but go on.
oh, true, that's true. So you thought Snake Eater. Think along the lines of... Oh, no, you probably don't remember most of the episodes that we've watched so far.
Uh-huh.
What's something that a snake... Oh, no, a snake can do it if you... See, this is why I have trouble when you ask for hints. Wait, what the fuck? There's a... Hang on. I just looked on the Wikipedia page for it, and there's a parade? What? Okay, we need to talk about this after you guess what it is. It's an American thing. Think about... It's okay, I'll give you a rough outline of the story. How about that? The TARDIS makes an unplanned landing on Menusa, where preparations are underway to celebrate the defeat of the Sumaran Empire 5 centuries earlier. Only the Doctor can stop the snake, but first he must convince the authorities that he's not just a deluded fool who believes in children's fairy tales. That actually doesn't help at all, now that I think about it.
Man,
Think
this
about
is so helpful.
okay. Actually, focus on the preparations are underway to celebrate the defeat. So it's like there's a celebration going on. Snake blank.
Dance.
Yeah, you did it. Okay, so what the
Yeah.
fuck is a snake dance?
I don't know.
Let me read this out for you. A snake dance is a term used to refer to a parade before or during a high school or related event like a football game. The parade includes floats built by each high school class, marching band, students, and alumni. Snake dance may also be narrowly used to describe a student parade, a line of students celebrating, or a parade starting in a central business district or school location and ending with an evening bonfire and pep rally near the school. The University of Northern Iowa archives refer to snake dance as early as 1922. In 1911, the Associated Press dispatch covering Philadelphia fans celebrating the Philadelphia Athletics victory in Game 2 of the 1911 World Series reported, "Staid business and professional men join their office boys and ragged urchins in a snake dance around City Hall."
Okay, so here's the thing. It's also a Native American Hopi tribe ritual. So it might have been stolen from that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's America. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's God damn it. Fuck you, Iowa. You know what? Fuck Iowa.
Oh boy.
Snake dance!
Yeah.
Tegan's back.
Ooh.
You'll love to see it.
Ooh.
Also, I really hope you recognize the guest star in the next episode, because it's going to be fucking amazing if you do recognize him. Oh my god. I just hope you have enough... I'm pretty sure you like watching certain, like, British shows.
I watched
It was
like
a pretty
3
popular British show.
shows.
Shit, she never watched
Wait,
it. Yeah,
no,
damn
I've
it.
watched like maybe 4 British shows. So,
Okay, what British shows have you watched? Tell me.
Catch This Countdown.
Okay, yep.
Fuck, what's the other one? God damn it. It's in that same thing as Catch This Countdown.
Would I Lie to You?
Would I Lie to You? Yeah, Monty Python and Great British Bake Off are the 4 shows I watch.
Okay, damn it, you haven't watched it then.
Cool.
Damn it. It's always great when someone has watched Doc Martin and then realizes that Martin Clunes is in Doctor Who.
Well, now you
it's so
spoiled
funny.
it.
Yeah, but you don't know who that is, so
But you
it doesn't
spoiled it
matter.
for the people that don't know.
Yeah, but I didn't say what role he plays.
Mm-hmm.
Lon. Ah, fuck, I said it.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, snake dance. Have a good dance, you snake.
Whoa.
You fucking snake.
Yes.
Yes.